Maybe you're flying out of Seattle. Maybe you're going to fly out of SeaTac. Well, consider maybe a little warning about leaving your car at one of those lots where you can just drop it off and pick it up on your way back out, because it might not be there on the way back out. Thieves steal hundreds and hundreds of cars from airport hotels and parking lots, KING5 investigators find. Let's get into it. Some of these stories are just nuts. They're just nuts. You want to check them out. Let's get going.
Park and fly lots and stay and fly deals at hotels offer parking prices lower than the nearly $40 a day charged at the airport's garage.
Hi there, are you Carol?
Yes.
But you could end up paying more, like Carol Olson, seen in police body cam footage from December.
Kind of makes you second guess yourself, because I'm like, I know I parked it.
Right.
She returned to an empty parking spot several days after leaving her truck in this hotel lot for a flight to California.
Took the grandkids to Disneyland.
Marriott.
Oh my gosh.
Her truck was one of hundreds of vehicles stolen or prowled on the 2-mile strip outside the airport around International Boulevard. King County Sheriff's data show 474 such incidents in the last year alone at SeaTac Park and Fly and hotel lots.
What time did you notice the vehicle?
About 7:45.
Okay.
It turned out criminals swiped Carol's truck, used it for crimes like mail theft, and dumped it even before she flew home and reported it stolen.
Busted that window.
Just drilled out just this part right here.
Nearly $15,000 in repairs later,
This whole thing was damaged.
she's upset to learn she's among hundreds of victims.
Something needs to be done. That's a huge number, in my opinion.
Using public records, including hundreds of police reports, the KING5 investigators identified the SeaTac businesses with the top numbers of thefts and prowls last year. At number 3, the SeaTac DoubleTree had 45 vehicle crimes reported, including 24 cars stolen. This Rada Inn on International Boulevard saw 58 vehicle crimes, including 21 cars stolen. And topping the list, the SeaTac Marriott, with 94 reported vehicle crimes, including 27 cars driven off the lot.
The one security guard said that this happens all the time. This is like a every other night occurrence.
Piper Log was surprised when her truck was stolen from the Marriott's lot. She saw cameras, a security patrol, and gates.
Because I was like, hey, you have to have a ticket to get in and you have to have a ticket to get out.
She was told car thieves often tailgate behind a paying car to get through those gates.
We go to leave and they said that they needed to charge me for parking. And I was like, really? My car just got stolen off of your parking lot and I got charged for parking.
See,
It's what we're doing in Seattle.
your ignition, and then they went in there, and just because they couldn't get it, they screwed it all up in there.
So it was your truck that was stolen?
My car, yeah.
So we don't know how long the car's been gone.
Go back out, get my truck. Yeah, okay.
Cars stolen or prowled at the Marriott. It is a routine call for SeaTac police.
This back lot
Yeah.
gets hit every other night.
Every other night.
It happens. It's been happening a lot.
Also common, anger
My windshield was busted out.
from the many victims.
They didn't offer to do anything or, help in any way, really. So that was a little maddening.
Imagine dropping your car off. You go do a 10-day trip international somewhere, maybe 2 weeks somewhere. Maybe you go to Bali. Maybe you go wherever, Indonesia. I'm just throwing out random. And then your worst nightmare. You come back after, 25 hours of travel, multiple time zones. You just wrecked, and you go to get your car from your lot. I left it here. I swear I left it here. Where is my car? Where is my car? My car is gone. So frustrating. So frustrating. Hundreds of travelers to Seattle-Tacoma International Airport each year are falling victim to car thieves and prowlers. Hotels and motels that offer park and fly or stay and fly packages are favorites of car thieves. Every other day at that Marriott, somebody's getting their car broken into or stolen. I mean, it's just out of control. So some of the best known names in lodging have the most crimes. Marriott And they leave customers on the hook, according to data reviewed by King5. Hey, can you help me out? My car got stolen. No, but you do have to pay for your parking because, technically you parked your car in our lot. Got to pay to play. How frustrating would that be? Okay, so, and when do I get the keys to my car back? Oh, yeah, well, we can give you the keys, but not your car. Yeah, your car is stripped out. I mean, just about everybody I know in Seattle has had their car either broken into or stolen. I mean, it's a known quantity, and people that live there are like, oh, yeah, it's just not that big of a deal. It's a huge deal to me. I just don't want that to happen, right? I mean, it's just a no-go. But it's one of those things that comes along with this whole part and parcel of accepting criminal behavior. And in Seattle, we accept it. We accept it. We accept open air drug markets. We accept prostitution right out on the streets now. We just accept it. And, we kind of go about our business. Sometimes we'll talk about it. I talk about it a lot because it's something that shouldn't be happening, because you can go to other cities where they've got leadership who hasn't allowed this to happen. And you can see what those cities look like. And you're like, it's weird. That's really strange. There's not much graffiti, not much in the way of homelessness. Just don't have the drugs, don't have the nut jobs, the utter nut jobs running around that are just whacked out of their mind on drugs. Now, this criminal element here is specific to cars and car thefts, right? I mean, that's what you've got going on. You got a lot of prostitution on Highway 99 South. That's where this is. We're talking about, that's that 2-mile block. It's International Boulevard. Where all of this happens. And that's where all those hotels are located. And that's where all the ladies who, sell themselves are also located. So you've kind of got that seedy element. Plus it's the airport. It's in and out, a lot of transition, always stuff going on, always business guys coming in and out of town. And my wife's not here. Let's go rent a young lady for an hour and see how this goes. Right. So something needs to be done, said Carol Olson of Snohomish County. Her insurance paid for $15,000 in repairs after her truck was stolen from the Seattle Airport Marriott on South 176 and trashed in December. She took her grandkids on a trip to Disneyland. We heard that part. Yeah. And then we heard this lot gets hit every other night. And you know why this is going on? Because we allow it to. We've gone soft on crime. We don't have enough cops. Just in general, don't have enough cops. So all those criminal activities that used to be felonies are now misdemeanors. And those misdemeanors, we just don't even really enforce that at all. Don't have enough jail spacing. We've gone down this road of just kind of bend over and acceptance. Let's just accept the fact that our car is going to get stolen. Let's just accept the fact that, it's going to get broken into. Something's going to get taken. So when I make my journey into Seattle, I'm always thinking about that kind of thing. Because literally, the minute you come from Bellevue, go into Seattle, you get on the Seattle side, across Lake Washington, graffiti is just out of control. It's just out of control. You can't deny it. It's just all of a sudden, freeway, boom, where am I? And it looks like Escape from New York type graffiti, just all over. So I know Seattle's trying to incarcerate some of those folks that are committing most of it. I know Seattle's trying to do some of that. But it's this notion of, just tag whatever, commit whatever crimes you want, just go ahead and do it. It's sad to see. It's maddening. And when it's the airport, you got a lot of people from out of town. This is their experience. So, where else we've talked about a lot of car break-ins happening is downtown Portland. How many podcasts have we done where individual bands have come in to downtown Portland and they've played a gig there and they've had to stay, lower end hotel, come out, all their stuff's gone, their car's broken into, or their car, their van, their bus, whatever, has just been stolen. It's just been taken. And it's because we allow this to happen on a large scale. We've elected politicians who have allowed this to happen. Because it's not everywhere that this does. It's, West Coast, Best Coast. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. But you've got this criminal element going on as well. So, but you know what? For a lot of this, it seems like it's pretty concentrated. And I just got through talking about the Blade in downtown Seattle. is it's in an area of downtown Seattle where there's a lot of big commercial buildings. And the tenants down there are just saying, hey, there is, hourly criminal shenanigans going on here. Hourly. There's somebody doing something nutty. There's somebody running around with a sword. There's somebody whacking somebody else with a machete. That was literally last week's crime. Somebody had a big old whack with a machete. I think it was their shoulder. I mean, you imagine some nut job on drugs whacking you with a machete in downtown Seattle. Yeah, that's, that is what is going on. And cars being stolen on the regular like this. I mean, this doesn't happen everywhere. This doesn't happen everywhere. The big blue cities want to say that it does, but it simply doesn't. It does not. And it comes down to, as a society here in Seattle, we've elected officials that have allowed this to happen. And this is the road we've gone down. And we post, Black Lives Matter and defund the police. You can still see those signs in, people's yards and people's homes. And then you wonder, okay, how did we get here where somebody's stealing a car from one of these lots at all hours, 24/7? How did we get here? I don't understand. This didn't happen overnight. It didn't just, more miracle. What happened? What happened to all the police? Where'd they go? No, this is taking time. And this is what people want. They don't know it, but this is what you wanted. This is what you voted for. And you've gone down these roads. Now, there are communities that are trying to push back. There's business associations trying to push back. But, what a huge uphill battle. What a massive uphill battle. Because not long ago, we were literally handing out clean needles to the heroin addicts. There you go. Hope you don't get hepatitis. Hope you don't get some kind of, blood disease from using the needle that somebody else used. Hope you don't get sick. Here's a clean needle. Keep doing that heroin. Good job. Good job. Maybe you'll quit one day. Who knows? Maybe you'll OD. We've literally been that progressive that you've allowed this stuff to kind of take over and everything that comes with it. And so, cars being stolen. And you know what? It does seep to other communities, whether we want to admit it or not. It does seep to other communities. It's just not as prevalent. You've got car prowls here on the east side. You've got people getting stuff stolen because, kind of some of those lone wolves come from Seattle and they're like, go to Bellevue, easy pickings. Yeah, and that's, only 8-10 miles away, but you got to go, you got to ride the bus or you got to get, whatever it is to get here. But when you get here, the world's your oyster because we're not used to that kind of criminal behavior. And we still leave, keys in the car sometimes. I will forget and leave my garage door openers in my car. So all they'd have to do is, in my cars in the driveway sometimes. And, that happens. And so, stuff happens. But when you're in an area where this is happening on the regular, this is what you can expect. So the article goes on to say it's even more disconcerting because Marriott is a well-known company. You actually think it's going to be safer than the smaller hotels. I mean, that would be my thought, right? They've got more of a big corporate image to protect. She responded to a call from her son who was traveling for business when the Marriott called to notify him that his truck had been prowled in the hotel's back parking lot. It just leaves a bad taste in your mouth when she arrived to pick up her son's damaged truck. They probably bashed out the windows, tried to get the ignition going, couldn't, just beat the heck out of it. Just, take a hammer. That's pretty standard stuff. And that's if it's not a Hyundai or a Kia, because those things get stolen on the spot all day long to the point where, mayors are saying, we need to sue Kia and Hyundai for the amount of money we're spending on policing because these vehicles are getting stolen. Got a lot of stuff going on. And you can't deny that it's happening. Here's some of those numbers. Marriott, Rada Inn, DoubleTree, Best Western, Sure Stay, Residence Inn, Hilton, Red Lion, Skyway, Comfort Inn, Days Inn. They're all just getting hit. They're all getting hit because it's the area and the criminals know they can go there and there's going to be just so many vehicles to choose from. Why wouldn't they go steal a couple? Why wouldn't they break into them? Why wouldn't they take whatever? It's Seattle's version of bipping, right? Same thing, same exact thing, except you're not going after somebody's luggage. You're going after the car. You're going to steal the car and you're going to go do a bunch of criminal shenanigans, whatever that might be. So it's what we got going on in Seattle. This is specifically South Seattle where the airport is, but it's happening all over because you got it. We've allowed it to happen. And then everybody's like, I can't believe this is happening in Seattle. You're like, really? Who'd you vote for? Oh, yeah, I voted for Inslee. Okay. All right. Well, there you go. There's your sign. All right. That's it for me on this one. Thanks so much for being here. I'll catch up with you on the next one. Bye for now.